Alright, today is Thursday, March 7th. I'm going to run through this video really fast as we just did the live walkthrough. So I'm just going to reiterate the points. Number one, the trees are touching the roof and the gutter line. They got to be trimmed back. Two, above the garage, we have the a blank cover there. That was probably a motion sensor light for when people come in the driveway. We have the light fixture. This part wasn't secured. It was like this before, but it just needs to be more secured, and one of the light bulbs doesn't work. Pay attention to the base. This is the kind of base that you need behind these light fixtures to make them watertight, water sealed. This could just be a little bit more tight, no big deal. The garage door opener doesn't have that cover on it. I just got these piles of leaves here, no big deal. There's a blue junction box right there. They just put a cover on top. It's not still weather tight, but that was probably, again, maybe for a light fixture motion sensor. So as you're walking to the house, you have some light. This is where you would need one of those boxes that I just pointed out. So you see, you can get to all the electric back there. And then the same on this one. The screen is just down. You have two screens that fell over here. This is the packing from the electric. This has to be resealed because you're going to get water coming into there. That's going to be a home inspection issue. The gas meter is just tagged, so it is in the off position. It's not locked, it's just shut off. So PSE&G or whatever company did that. Fortunately, they just didn't lock it on you. For the line sets, all in here, this needs to be foam filled and covered. It would have been nice if these would have been changed with the AC units. Typically you get those done, but it's not the end of the world. The whip right here, this is kind of borderline if this is going to be acceptable by code, because clearly you see you can step on it and trip on it. Usually they got to be shorter and not have so much flex. Not 100% sure if that's going to be an issue, but a home inspector might pull that up. Number two, or I don't know, we're on like number 10 already, but the trees touching the house, they got to be clipped back. Walking in the house, right to your left over here, it'll be hard to see, but you have a little bit of water kind of staining going on there, very minor. That's not a big deal. You said before, and note that these were not new thermostats, but they are. They're just the basic ones. There's really not a problem with it. If you can see on the video, we talked about, like, this is like a brown paint, but when they did their touch up, you see how it looks like it's gray on the sides. So you really notice that when you're actually in the house, it's all the way around. So they cut it with one color and then they rolled it with another color. They probably didn't maybe even notice it, but you can really see it. I'm not sure if you're supposed to have a fridge or not, but there's not one here. It's not a big deal. Underneath the vanity or the sink, you have this open wire which is just sitting there. I'm not sure what it's for. You're also supposed to have escutcheons covering those little holes in the back there. Otherwise, it looks okay. If you notice in the grout in the kitchen, you see how it's consistent here. But you see how you have this dip here, and you have like these broken parts here. What's happening is the tiles are actually a little bit loose, and I'm not going to do it now just to move faster, but like this tile, when you step on it, you can actually see it going down. So that's just going to start to pop. This threshold right here, this piece is already chipped because you see how there's the gap on the bottom. So they maybe should have put something to fill that to help. Just got to put the light with a switch back here. It seems just to turn on those two fixtures. Okay, so these, let me see if this switch does it real quick. Okay, those two go on. But if you're looking close, those fixtures are not connected to the ceiling. We have a couple issues throughout. We have the soot that is still in the fireplace, the log, all that kind of stuff. Very easy, just vacuum it out. Not a big deal. Let me switch and go outside real quick. Number one, you see how this fixture is not even attached to the house properly? That's got to be addressed. we don't have a cover. That needs to be a waterproof cover. And take a look at the siding. I don't know if you guys could see this, but when they power washed, they were power washing too close to the house. So you basically have what looks like staining all over the siding. You have it all on the whole side of the house here, like the whole entire thing. It was used, when they did that, the bit that they use is a very fine point. For power washing a house, there's like a circle one, it's like a scrubbing one, and it blends everything in. And you don't get too close when you do that for the house. I remember there used to be like a deck or something here, but now you have the holes here. You have a hole here, which is like an access. The cover's down. But you also have this hole in the deck, which when they painted at least should have repaired that one. And you have a hole over here. Like some boards should have been repaired. You have like a tree limb that has fallen down from the neighbor's house on top of the shed. That outlet right there, that needs to have a waterproof, weather-tight cover, kind of like the one out there. I'm not zooming in because I'm just trying to go fast, but that needs to be done as well. This tree over here is touching the siding and the gutters. Not a big deal, but only one light up there works. The other bulb is out. This motion sensor light fixture is not even has any bulbs or working. In the garage floor looks good. The gap on the bottom of this garage, of the door, it can be sealed when you step down. In order to do that, you have to adjust the tension bar on the top. I don't know if this works because it's not plugged in. The paint in here is just really poor. You'll see the, I don't know if I can do this. You'll see all the spots that are missing here. Oh, you'll really see it right here. There you go. So I'm not sure how that happened. I mean, it looks like it's clearly a different paint they were trying to do touch-ups on. That is the screen for the sliding door, should be addressed. That looks like one of the basement windows, and by the AC condensers, there's a board on one of them, which maybe that's the window. You could also see the light coming through the door. So on the outside, you could have done some weather stripping. This is just the old, this is for the alarm system. This fire extinguisher, by the code, this is a 1A10BC. You need a 2A10BC. It's a little bit more money, but that's not going to pass code. The toilet tank is cracked. Aside from the noise of the exhaust fan, everything seems to be fine. But we should have a cover on the edge of the baseboard, or we have the tape that is peeling over there. We have the same issue with the color contrast. I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but you'll notice it when you're walking through the house. The same around the light fixture. That's just probably from the cold cracking here, because there's really no heat in the house. You have the grout, which is just falling up. Look at that. I mean, I barely touched it. But it should fill with grout, and they should have a silicone caulk on here. Everything else looks good. You know, just missing a light bulb, but not a big deal. The staining that you're seeing over here is probably from the vent with, come on, focus. Because it's facing towards the wall. Basically what you gotta do is just take the cover off and flip it this way. So this part's on the back and these are shooting the air that way. So that's just staining. But when you put the light on, like you can see the paint, that's paint. But when you look from here, you don't see it. We also don't have any doors on this bedroom. We don't have any shelves. We don't have any rods. You should also have door stoppers behind here. Because you see how we're starting to get the ding right there? Every time somebody opens these doors, it's going to keep happening. This light switch is for something upstairs, but the light does not work. That light fixture, or that switch as well, I don't know exactly where it goes to, but the lights upstairs don't work. This is the thermostat, which is no. It's just a basic one. The light switch cover can just be, resecured. The return filter here, I don't think it's ever been replaced. They just spray painted this because you can even see on the original filter, you can see the spray paint on the actual cardboard. So that actually is original. This light fixture here, the recessed light, it's not secured. You don't have any shelves or any rods in this front left bedroom. We have a gap down here. I'm sure it's just from the... Oh, there's like a piece of plastic there. All right, no problem. The windows don't look like they were ever cleaned either, but we have the hairline crack right down the ceiling of this bedroom. So I don't know what you want to do to address that. This is the way that the vent should be facing. In the other bedroom is backwards, so this way the air is blowing this way, not on the wall. That's the way it should be. We should have another shelf over here. Since everything is new and painted, it would have been nice to have new closet poles, but it's not necessary. You can't have the trap assembly on the angle like that. You can't also have a flex line like this, and this is new sheetrock. This was opened. You can't have all that exposed behind the drain. That all needs to be cleaned up and fixed. I am not sure if this is the original vanity or not, but you can't really even open up this, which is kind of funny. You can't even open that up. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is original or not. I don't really remember this part. Maybe it was a floor model or something. But the mirrors, you know, wasn't cleaned. The part of the window, the string's going to be cut off. It still goes up and down, so it's okay. Same issue with the recessed light over here. It doesn't stay up. And this is why you should caulk your corner after you grout. You come back like a couple days later, and then you should really caulk that. The shower, the towel bar is loose. Oh, this one. This is just a smoke alarm. That absolutely needs to be a smoke and a carbon. The new code for smoke alarms is you got to have one in each bedroom, but this is existing hardwired. I'm not sure if the town will allow you to put battery operated ones in the bedrooms, being that you didn't open up all these walls, or will you have to add hardwired ones to there. If you have to have hardwired ones in there, it's not a big deal because you can do it right from the attic. Two, just for having completeness of a job, it would be nice to have a cover there because it just doesn't look right. I don't know if we pointed this out, but we had that outlet open there. The emergency kill switch for the burner shouldn't really be painted on, but it's still red so you can see it. So we have some of the discoloration on these panels right here, as well as the panels in here. This is where the utility electric panel room is. The reason being is because this is the main trunk and that's starting to sweat. All those out. You can, I hope my video's not messing up. We can remove all these. We could put these panels here, take these and move them over there, and then put new ones up here. This is the door, like when they just did some spackle work on it. You can see it doesn't look, you know, too attractive. Just got to paint the door, paint right here. No big deal. They're missing one of the hinges here. We'll just take the tape off the light fixture. No big deal. You see the bulb, it only lights up over there. Those two bulbs should have been changed out. These doors here have to get repainted. They've only had the one coat on them. Over here, It doesn't look too bad if you take a picture just from this angle. But you just see, you know, when they did the spackle work, it looks much worse. So you gotta just pay attention to those things. You need a bonding for the hot water heater right here. This should be the HY valve, and the backflow will be changed because you're gonna have issues with that later. And then I'm not sure why the cover is off, but it is. We also need a cover for that. I think that's really it. So the painting touch-ups, you just gotta let me know what you guys want to do with those. Anything else before I am forgetting here? You know, just getting these closer to the ceiling. I mean, to the wall. All right, that's it.